everyone. In this session, we are going to learn, right, depression of cantilever fixed at one end and loaded at other. Okay, we are finding the depression of cantilever that is fixed at one end and loaded at other. Okay, so as you can see, there is a diagram A and B. Okay, right, in this diagram in figure A, right, cantilever is clamped at point A. Okay, you can see cantilever is being clamped at A. Small l is the length of the cantilever. Okay, small l is the length of the cantilever, right, and on the other side, on the free end, right, mg load is being applied. Okay, mg load is being applied on the free end of this cantilever, right. So there is a scale placed on the free end of the cantilever, right, so that we can have knowledge of how the cantilever, the depression of cantilever varies with the applying load. Okay, so it is found that as you increase load, right, the depression of the cantilever also increases. So there is a direct relation between load and depression of the cantilever. As load increases, the depression of the cantilever increases, and you can have the knowledge of depression of cantilever, which is denoted by Y, that is denoted by Y, right. So how much the depression deflection is there, right, you can get the knowledge from due to this scale. Okay, so this load is applied, and as load increases, right, the depression increases. Okay, so we are considering a point P, right. So the distance from point A to P will be x. The length of the cantilever is L. So the point of P to x will be L minus x. Okay, the distance between P to x will be L minus x, right. So in order to find the depression of the cantilever, let us first derive an expression of the bending moment of the beam. So we are considering a filament in this cantilever ED situated at a distance r from the neutral filament N dash. Okay, we are considering a filament ED, right, which is at a r distance through the neutral axis. Now what is neutral filament, what is neutral axis or neutral surface? The neutral surface or neutral filament is there at which the filament is neither elongated nor compressed. Okay, even after the load is being applied. Right, now before the load is being applied, the length of all the filaments is same. Okay, let us consider a filament above ED that is indicated by AB. Okay, so the length of filament of AB and ED is same under unstrained condition, right. When strain, how strain is produced? When load is being applied, strain is produced. So unstrained condition means load is not being applied. So the length of filament AB and ED is same under unstrained condition. So N dash is equal to ED will be capital R into phi. Now under the strain condition, we know that the outer filaments over the neutral filament will be elongated and the inner filaments will be compressed. So ED is the outer filament over the neutral filaments ED. So it will be, the length of the filament will be increased. So it is increased by small r. Okay, so now under the strain condition, after the load is being applied, ED will be R plus R into phi. So now strain is, we know that strain is change in length upon original length. Okay, so change in length, what is change in length? Small r is the change, right. So small r is the change, original length is R into phi. Phi cancels out. Okay, change in length means R plus R into phi minus R phi, right. Total that is being produced is R plus R into phi minus R phi, which is original, upon R phi, which is original again. So we get R upon R strain. Now we know that Young's modulus is the ratio of stress to strain. So stress can be written as Young's modulus into strain. Okay, so stress will be Y into strain. Now what is stress? Stress is nothing but force per unit area. So F by A is equal to Y into R upon R. Now let us make force the subject. So F will be YAR upon R. right? Now what we are finding bending moment first, then we'll find the depression. Okay, so in order to finding the bending moment or moment of force, okay, or moment of couple tau, right? Tau will be force into perpendicular distance, so it will nothing but r into f. Okay, so if we simply multiply the value of r with the force equation, we'll get ya r square upon r. So the moment of force tau, right, will be ya r square by r. Now here we are considering only one filament ED. If we want to find the internal bending moment, right, total moment of force acting on all the filaments due to the straining, then it will be T, which is equal to sigma ya r square upon r, that is summation of over all such filaments. Okay, so it will be y by r summation ar square. Okay, now this summation ar square is nothing but the geometrical moment of inertia. Okay, so substituting the value of geometrical moment of inertia, we'll get tau or T is equal to y by r ig. Okay, y by r ig. Now this product y into ig is known as flexural rigidity. Okay, y into ig is known as flexural rigidity. Now what happens in equilibrium condition, the bending moment, internal bending moment is equal to external bending moment, right? The bending moment of beam is equal and opposite to the moment of bending couple due to load on one end. This bending amount of beam is y by r into ig. Basically this is the internal bending moment, right? So the quantity yig is called the flexural rigidity of beam. This is very much important. Remember that yig quantity is the flexural rigidity of beam, right, which is an important characteristic of the beam. Okay, so here we are finding the depression of cantilever that is fixed at one end and loaded at other, on which the internal bending moment is found out to be yig upon r. Okay, now let us calculate the external bending moment. Consider this figure A. Okay, mg load is being applied, right? So whenever the force W is equal to mg is acting, right, on a cantilever, right, how it is acting? It is acting vertically downward. It produces a equal reaction at A, right, acting vertically upward. Now these two forces generate a couple due to which a beam bends. Okay, right? Whenever the force is being applied on the other end of the cantilever, similar kind of equal and opposite force is being applied on the opposite end of the cantilever at which it is being supported. Right? So what happens? These two forces produces a couple. Okay, or moment. So the bending moment will be mg into L minus x. Okay, how? We know that moment is nothing but force into perpendicular distance. So mg is the force and perpendicular distance will be L minus x due to bending. Okay, so this is balanced by a restoring couple formed by the forces acting on a part PB. Right, acting on a part PB. Right, so what happens in equilibrium condition? Internal bending moment is equal to external bending moment. Right, so internal bending moment was found out to be yig upon r. So it will be equal to mg into L minus x, which is external bending moment. Right, now y is the depression of the beam, ig is the geometrical moment of inertia, r is the radius of the curvature, m is the mass, g is gravitational constant, mg is weight, right, L is the length of the cantilever. Okay, so now the radius of curvature is given by, right, you will find this in mathematical expressions that 1 upon r, radius of the curvature will be d square y upon dx square. Okay, d square y upon dx square upon 1 plus dy by dx square raised to 3 by 2. Okay, 1 plus dy by dx square raised to 3 by 2. Okay, so suppose the depression is denoted by y. Suppose the depression or deflection y, right, is very small. Okay, now what is dy by dx? dy by dx is nothing but the slope. Okay, so if we are considering that the depression is very much smaller with respect to the length of the cantilever, then the slope will be much smaller, so dy by dx is negligible. So if we consider dy by dx negligible, the denominator term will be 1. So we'll get, as depression is small, slope will be also very small. So dy by dx square is negligible. So we'll get only the numerator term, which is d square y by dx square. So let us substitute this term 1 by r is equal to d square y by dx square in the equilibrium condition, that is mg L minus x y by r ig. So in this way we'll get d square y by dx square is equal to mg L minus x upon yig. Right? So integrating above equation twice, we'll get y is equal to mg upon yig Lx square by 2 minus x cube by 6. At the free end d, if we take x is equal to L, then y will be mg L cube upon 3yig. What we are doing, we are substituting this value, the value of r, into this equation, mg L minus x is equal to y by r ig. Okay, so we'll get depression. The formula of depression is mg L cube upon 3yig. This is the final expression for depression of a cantilever fixed at one end and loaded at other. So as you can see that the depression depends upon L, the cube of length. It depends directly to the weight. It is inversely proportional to the Young's modulus and geometrical moment of inertia. So for a given beam, depression is directly proportional to load mg. For a given load, the depression of a rectangular beam is directly proportional to the cube of length and inversely proportional to the Young's modulus. Okay, now let us consider a rectangular beam. Okay, if we are considering a rectangular beam which is having a cross section of breadth d and thickness d, then the geometrical moment of inertia of that rectangular beam will be BD cube by 12. Remember that geometrical inertia of the rectangular beam will be BD cube by 12, where B is the breadth and D is the thickness. So if we substitute this equation into the final expression for depression, we'll get y is equal to 4 mg L cube upon y BD cube. Okay, when you substitute this equation into this equation, y equation, okay, so what happens, we'll get 4 mg L cube upon y BD cube. Okay, also for circular beam, the geometrical moment of inertia will be pi r raised to 4 by 4. Okay, pi r raised to 4 by 4. So we'll get the expression of depression as 4 mg L cube upon 3y pi r raised to 4. Okay, so these are the two conditions: a rectangular beam, the depression in case of a rectangular beam, and a circular beam. Right? Also, as you can see in this expression, right, in order to, if you want to reduce the depression, what you can do, what will be the effective condition to reduce the depression, right? You can increase, you can decrease the length, right, or you can increase the thickness of the beam. Okay, so the depression will be reduced, right? D cube, it is proportional, inversely proportional to D cube. So this is the most effective way to decrease depression. If the thickness is increased, depression will be decreased, right? Okay, similar with the circular condition, if the radius is increased, the depression will be decreased. So this is the expression for depression of cantilever for rectangular cross section and circular cross section. Okay, thank you.